Right, welcome to part 3 of the training program. In the first part I showed you how to train the players and use the training advice using the training advisor. In the second part I showed you how to record the actual training records using this section. So we've inputted our data. Now we're going to actually look at it. Now, before I started recording this, I accidentally refreshed my data. So I'm actually going to download it again, just as I would ask you to, or not, as the case may be. So we're going to download the data. We remove the old result file. We go to this site, we download the new data, and then we hit refresh. And then we go into player assessment. Now what this will do is it will look at the number of abilities that he's gained compared to his start abilities, and then that will give you an average gain. So for example, this top player at the top, he's gained 1.205 abilities per day. It then calculates how many stats the player will have at a certain age, and that age is based on the player that he's eventually going to replace. Because this chap's been given a jersey number of 17, it automatically assumes he's going to replace the player who's 11 jersey numbers lower. So in this case number 6, which is this player there, as you can see, are both in the same position. So you can clearly see that I've bought this player to replace this player. They're within 2, they're 10 birthdays apart. That's how I do it. In later videos I will show you how to modify the gaps. This video is just about training. So the first thing it's going to do is look at his actual training result, and then it converts that to potential points. So this chap, he's trained at least 5 times. This figure there, it doesn't tell you how many trains, it just tells you what his status is. If he's got a 5, that means he's trained 5 or more times. This chap there's got 3, telling us he's got 3 trains. So first of all it looks at his potential. First of all it looks at his jersey number. If his jersey number is between 1 and 11, it assumes he's in the first team. You don't care about his growth, he's there for his current skill. Going back to this player, he's jersey number 6, he's rating 30. You can clearly see why I've got that player. He's a first team player. Secondly, it looks at the potential. If he's not a senior, it looks at the potential. So this guy is 29. He's actually anything over 22 or 22 and above, it will say, yeah, he's fine. If his potential is 20 or 21, in the case of these 3 or 2 players, so we've got Lobstrom and Haggerty, it says manual assess. And the reason it says manual assess is, although he's not good enough, you may actually decide I'll keep him, I'll trial him, or he's there for some other reason. If his potential is 19 or lower, normally it'd say sack them. But if he is less than 20, it will actually look at the comparison. So this chap, for example, Leach, he's 19, so he's not good enough. But the player he's going to replace is a chap called Holman, which is this guy there. Now it's saying that Holman is 32 years and 8 days old. Leach is 19. When Leach reaches the age that Holman is now, he will actually be better by 159 ability points. And when he reaches 25, he'll be skilled 299. Because he's a better player, the system's not going to automatically say release. So it says manual assess. Same with this player, same with these 2 players, and the same with this player. Now this player, if he hasn't trained in 5 or more games, what actually happens is it doesn't go straight in and says he's got to have 19 points or more, otherwise he's for the chop. It actually says when he's trained his first game, he wants 16 potential points. When he's trained twice, he wants 17 potential points. When he's trained 3 times, he needs to be on 18 potential points. So this guy, Darden, if we just look at his training for yesterday, Darden is this one there. He actually trained better today than he did yesterday, but it hasn't picked his training up enough. Yesterday's target was 16 potential points. Today it's 17, so he's clearly no longer made the grade. It eases them in because players may just have a bad train. So because he's not up to the standard, it's suggesting we release. And that's how you look at the player data. Now I will have separate videos on how to value them. But you may remember in another video I said on the player purchase data to paste their names in, copying from a website. I'm just, well, in the background, I'm just loading the page. You can just type the names in there, but if you actually paste it, it creates a link there. So to release this player, normally I would go into my squad page. I would then click on the player's name, and with a slow computer that's a nightmare. But by having the player link there, which is created automatically, sorry, change subject, I can see he's not going to be better. Hemingway is a youth player. Here he is. He's only a youth player, but he's not actually better than the youth player. So, and he's low, so he's of no use to me. So I click on his link, and that will take me straight to his page. So even with the links, I've ended up clicking on the wrong link. So I've clicked on the link on the spreadsheet, and eventually it takes me. There we go. So if I want to, I can double check his training just to make sure I've input the details correctly. He may actually have had a train of 10 and I've accidentally put his training in as 2 or 1. Obviously if I put the training in as 1, it's going to say he's not very good. So he's got an average of 3.13, which, because I have world-class training facility, that's not good enough. So I'm going to release him. Now I'm not going to release him on this video. I can actually use him to make another video. I have a video out there somewhere called how to buy players. I'll use this player to how to sell players. So that's it. Sorry for my waffle. Thank you for watching.